Hi, and welcome to a short and simple video that's going to be done sitting in a chair, so it's very accessible for people. And we're just going to loosen up the major joints in the body in a really simple way. And so basically the main thing you'll need is just a nice sturdy chair, ideally a chair without arms on it, because the arms can get in the way when you're doing the movements. And you want to sit in a way that your feet are flat. Your shins are pretty much vertical and your thighs are parallel to the ceiling. So if your chair is too tall for you and you can't get the feet flat on the floor, then maybe put a blanket or two or some support underneath the feet to bring the floor up underneath your feet. And if you're on the tall side and when you sit down, you can't get your feet flat and it's causing you to sit in the chair in a weird way, then put a couple of blankets or towels or pillows or something on the seat of the chair to lift you up a little bit so you find that 90-degree position that feels comfortable. And then we'll start with the wrists. You just lift the hands a little bit up off the legs. Elbows could be bent, they could be more straight. Main thing is circle the wrists and do it slowly and really get the wrists and the palms of the hands facing in all directions. Breathing freely. Change direction. Couple more. Again, you play around with the elbows straight or bent, the hands more open or hands in fists. You could have the hands more out to the sides. So ways to make it uniquely yours. And relax the hands. With the hands resting on the legs, we're going to do circles with the scapula. So you squeeze your shoulders forward, and then you pull them up, and then you squeeze them back and down. And do that a few times. Squeeze forward, up, back, and down. Go slow enough that you feel each of those positions. Forward, up, back, and down. Two more. Last one. Okay, now get your hands interlaced on the back of your left thigh. You might need to lean forward to get your hands under there and then lean back so your foot is hovering up off the floor. And your back is nice and straight. Make sure you're not slouching. And then do slow, focused circles with your left foot, really moving the ankle and kind of the big toe. And as big of a circle as you can. Reverse that. Two more. And then while we're here, relax the ankle and just start to straighten and bend the knee. Make sure your back doesn't get involved in this movement. So the knee might not go all the way straight. Just straighten it as much as you can comfortably without too much force. And two more of these, bending and straightening the knees. Last one. Set that foot down. Sit up for a moment. Open and close the hands into fists. And then get hands interlaced on the back of the right thigh. Lean a little bit back so you can get the leg held up pretty effortlessly with the arms. Elbows straight if you can. And then circling that foot around nice and slow. As big of a circle as you can do with that ankle. Is there any clicking? Reverse direction, breathing. One more, circle with the foot. Relax the foot. Then again, without letting the spine move, just straightening and bending the knee. It doesn't have to go all the way straight. For a lot of people, it won't go straight without the back rounding. If you have to choose between a straighter leg or a straighter spine, choose a less straight leg and a more straight spine. 2 more. And set that foot down. Check your foot placement. Bend your elbows, hands towards the shoulders with the elbows facing down towards the floor. Hands might be more on the chest. And we're going to do shoulder circles. So from the elbows facing the floor, you're pushing a little bit downwards. And then you start to bring the elbows in front and up. So if you can touch the elbows, great. If not, just squeeze them together as close as they'll go. And then lift them up. Elbows point toward the ceiling. And then elbows go down and backwards. So you're pulling them back at the same time. And then you pause when the elbows reach down facing the floor. Do that direction 3 more times. From here, lift them and start to squeeze them towards the center. Maybe they touch, maybe they don't. Let them separate and point them towards the ceiling. And then let them point out to the sides, pulling backwards. And then they face down towards the floor. Pause. And again, lift them, squeeze them in front. Point them towards the ceiling. Out to the sides, back and down. Pause. And 2 more. Lift them, squeeze them towards the middle. Up. Out, back, and down. 1 more. Lift and move towards the center with the elbows, and then up, out, back, and down. Good. Relax that. Let's do, so that was shoulder circles. Now let's do hip circles. You can do this holding on to the leg or not holding on to the leg. I'm actually going to hold on to my leg. You can hold on with just one hand. You can interlace the hands behind the leg. You can hold on to the shin. So play around with what feels good based on your proportions. And then you just start to move that left leg around. Find a nice smooth circle. And find whatever size circle your body wants to do today. 2 more in this direction. Make sure you're not going too fast. If you get any pinching pain at any point in the circle, then change the way you're doing the circle. Change direction. Sometimes the 2 directions can feel really different from one another. And set that foot down. And then right leg lifts, either without the hands, with both hands, or one hand, and start to circle that right hip. Pause, reverse direction, same leg. Breathing freely, making sure there's not a lot of movement happening in the spine here. Last one. And set the feet on the floor. Okay, next we're going to do something more for the spine, actually. So just start with your arms out, about shoulder height, palms open, really spread through the hands. This is the, and then make fists and pull backwards. This is going to be the inhale. So you're really lifting through your chest, you're arching your low back a little bit and really squeezing back. And then on the exhale, you reach the arms forward and you round the back a little bit and the hands maybe drop more down towards the knees, but don't force that. And then inhale, lift the chest, pull the elbows back, make your fists, lift your sternum. Careful with your neck, you don't have to lift the chin really high. Exhale, arms reach forward and you curl the spine, the arms reach a little bit down. And 2 more. Inhale, pull back like you're on a rowing machine. And then exhale, reach forward, open the hands, round the back side. And 1 more, make fists and pull back. Open the hands, reach them forward, and curl the spine. And then sit up tall. And the last position we're going to do, you can do it with the palms together. If palms together feels too restrictive, you could put a block or something between the hands so the hands are further apart when you do this movement. So I'm going to demonstrate it with the block between my hands. And whether you have fingers facing up or it's more comfortable on your wrist for your fingers face forward, it doesn't really matter. Sitting up nice and tall, make sure you're not leaning into the back of the chair. And you twist to the right, and then you lift your arms, kind of a half circle up over the head, and then you twist down to the right and come back across the chest. And do this a few more times this direction. So this is a twist. It's an arm movement. There's a side opening that happens in that top half of the circle. One more this direction. Pause at the bottom and go the other way. So you turn to the left, come up across the top. You don't have to move your head a whole lot. Or you can let your head move whatever amount you enjoy. It doesn't make you dizzy. One more. Okay. And then just pause, hands resting, comfortable place on your legs. Check your foot placement. Make sure you're sitting up tall. Let's close the eyes and we'll just finish with 5 breaths here. Nice, smooth, even breaths. We loosened up the spine, shoulders, elbows, wrists and fingers, feet, knees, and hips. Two more breaths here. And I certainly hope you feel different than when you started. And remember that sometimes just a few minutes a day can make a big difference.